We're headed in to take a command class, which is a CRM, the new CRM for Keller Williams. It actually combines a lot of the systems that we're using right now, so it's going to combine them all into one, save us some extra money on some of the things that we're already using. So it should be really exciting. It's the basic class because I haven't been to any yet, so it should be really fun.
Do you have any idea about, like, say you can do 20 deals this year, should you do 30 the next year? I mean, do you have an idea about, like, how fast it ramps up?
Well, it depends on how much time
If
you
you're
put
giving
in
it,
it.
yeah.
Right, yeah. So I always love the agents that say, I wanna be you, but I wanna have Saturday, Sunday off. I don't
Yeah.
wanna do this, and I don't, there's nothing I don't say yes to. Like, I take every listing, every buyer.
Exactly.
We want them all. So, for me, when I was goal setting early on in my career, my goal was just to beat, and I'm a units person where a lot of people are gross income. I don't know, my brain just doesn't work that way because with units, your gross income should increase.
If you do 20 units this year, we want to beat that next year.
Right, and that's how I used to always be.
I want to.
Oh yeah, I would be like so I think one year our goal was 100 units and we were at 118. So the next year we set it for 150 and we closed at 175. So our next year was 200. So we were always making our goal because our business just kept growing.
Yeah.
But early on when there wasn't a lot of, because we're still in a pretty tough market because there's not a lot of inventory.
You're starting in the horrible crash. I mean.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So mine was like my first year was like 30 because the national average is 8.
Yeah.
So 30, and then the next year I think my goal I set it 40 or 45 or 50, and then we had accountability. So that's what I loved when I first started is we had a group of agents that we'd get together and say, okay, so your goal is this. What did you do this week to meet the goal? And it was awesome because when you would go and if you wouldn't do anything, it was hard to tell your buddies I didn't do anything. Like I was busy doing this or that because you didn't want to go back to the table and say you didn't do it. Yeah. Our accountability was more like, did you make the phone calls? Okay, last week you had 5 buyers. What did you show those buyers? And then it gave us a chance to say we came across this situation. We still do it in our sales meeting. We came across this situation so that all of our agents know. And then we all say, okay, I might have said it this way. I might have said it this way. Because sometimes it's just, you're saying the same thing. Yeah. It's just a different way to say it. Yeah. So we enjoy that. I enjoy that the most, I think, because I'll hear agents say something like, oh, why didn't I think of that? That was such a good way to respond.
You learned that every deal's different. Like I did 5 and I wasn't doing anything my first 6 months. I quit my other job and I said, I'm not getting anywhere. Either it's going to work or it's not. Right. So then I did 5 in 5 months. Right. But I finally decided I got to just go for it, and I've got people looking behind, I can go to Margie or Tony, or I can go to you and say, what's the deal on this contract? And each one was different. I mean, you think it's just going to be this set, here's the contract. And they're the experienced agents, I hate to say it, but I think they're negotiation-wise, they're taking advantage of the new guy. And it's like, okay, I learned this, but if I'm a seller's agent, that's my job. You have, it is. But you have to get in there and learn why you're going, or you can know the contracts 100%. It doesn't matter. No, because every deal is different. And the thing of it is what good is to know the contract. I believe you should know the contract up and down, you definitely should.
But
don't get scared to go make your first deal because you can go to somebody and that's their job for the first 2 years.
And the thing is every deal you learn more. Yeah. Like I've been doing this, hardcore since 2006, and every deal it just seems like I learned something different. Like, oh, let's put this in our follow-up, or next time, let's write this verbiage. Did you come to that additional provision class? Yes. That was so good. Like there were things in there. Yeah. I learned. I was like, oh my God, we're going to use that and I'm going to put it in our clauses.
What I know now is we should be doing an 80% lead generation and 20% learning maybe.
Right.
we do it the opposite. When you're new, you want to do 80% learning and 5% lead generation. And
right.
Whatever, you know.
Right.
So
it should probably be 50-50, I would think.
In the beginning, right?
Yeah.
And then as you get a lot of clients, and I would agree with you because my database is little compared to yours. So I can't do 80% because I'm going to run out of work.
Right. And I think too, like for me, when I would go out on appointments, the more I went to classes, just the more I knew the answer. So if it was a water question or something like that, that 2 hours or 3 hours in class really paid off when I needed to talk to them about water issues.
One inspection objection, I sent it to somebody, and he just says, this is the way we're doing it. He basically don't want to do work, right?
Right.
So this is the way we're doing it. I said, no, I need the legal document.
Right.
And I'm fighting
the resolution
because this guy's been in it for 20 years.
Right.
But anyway, the resolution, I sent an inspection objection, and it was something basic, just like let's check out the electrical panel. And so he has his buyers send me an email that says we agree to check out the inspection of panel. Or inspect the electrical.
Instead of.
It says we will get a
licensed
electrician, but it's on an email. It's not on the resolution.
Oh.
And it's just the email, and it has their names typed in. Well, there's no signatures, not this. So I said, give me the legal document. I fought with him for a week and a half. I even said, hey, the deadline is tomorrow. Are you going to get the people to give me the inspection? To sign the inspection resolution.
So if they don't, you send an agreement to amend to extend.
Okay. But he said, this is the way I always do it. This is the way we're going to do it. And I said, so I told him, well, here's the deal. I want it done. He says, I'll put it in your ballpark. You do what you want. He was just refusing to do it.
So that's when you call me or Tony or Margie. Yeah. And then you get us involved because then that call needs to go to his employing broker.
Yeah.
To say, look, this isn't being done right. And I could tell you the employing brokers in this town, they want it done right too because nobody wants a lawsuit. When it comes though to that point, when they're basically refusing to give you a document, that's when it has to go to employing broker. Because I'm responsible for you, they're responsible for him, and we want to make sure if somebody's not doing it the right way or refusing to do it that way that we give them a talk.
And really, as far as the beginning people though, I think I'm to a point now where I'm more comfortable with all that, but I think the people that just start off.
But it's hard until they have experience. Like, if I told you that and you never wrote a contract, it means nothing to you.
Okay, you got to be.
You have to get through a deal or two where you're like, oh, this is what this means. This is what this means. Where you know how that contract's going to go. Because a lot of times people are, they want to do something before they do the inspection, or they get basically the cart before the horse, where get it under contract, get your earnest money, get it to your title company, now do your inspection, try and do it in a timeline. And a lot of agents that have never done a deal have no idea what the timeline is. And in the contract, that's the one thing I wish they would change, is really lay out the dates to how a contract actually works. But I'm not the boss, so. Hey lady, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. So it's kind of like the other one we looked at. Kind of the same layout.
Do you know where Linda is?
Yeah, I built the first house on that street.
No.
On the corner. 24 years ago. I brought electricity from the corner, kind of where you round, all the way to there. We were the first house.
Oh, for heaven's sake. How old were you when you started doing this?
27.
And you've been in it ever since.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Well, I think that's incredible, actually.
Well, thank you.
And you worked for somebody else to start with?
No.
That's good.
So I was a dental hygienist when I got into this, and then we built our first house while I was still in hygiene school. So my brother is a tile layer, so we were able to subcontract it, and then so we bought 14 acres down that Linda Avenue. So then in 02 or 03, we started selling off the parcels, and then we sold our main house. I subdivided the next area we were going to go live in, and we built that custom house too. So I've been doing it since I was 27. But it just, I know it sounds crazy, it's easy for me. I enjoy it, so it's easy, and I like learning the whole time. And then of course I have an amazing brother who, helps me through the whole process.
Wow.
Yeah, and then
so it's a family business.
Yeah, kind of. And then I got my license, so then I worked with another lady, so her and I had our own business building semi-custom homes. So her and I did that for a few years, but I quit hygiene in 2001 and started doing it. So we just went and showed one of our clients a home we've been looking for a little while. Her house is actually under contract and scheduled to close here in a couple weeks. So we are kind of on a hunt. So we have to look at everything that's on the market so that she could find a property. She'll still probably have to move twice, which is a bummer, but sometimes it can't be helped. So we showed her that one. Wasn't quite what she was looking for. She loved the floor plan itself. The location just wasn't ideal because she really wants to be able to see the mountains, and unfortunately that home, you'd have to be on the front porch to see the mountains. So we are going to show her another one this afternoon that's on a little bit more acreage, a smaller house. She's trying to downsize, so hopefully we'll find her the one this afternoon. Hey, Dad. So on Highway 50, the one next to Pepe's, I think we put a combo box on that, didn't we? Okay, so it's ready to close tomorrow. Is there any way you could go grab it today, bring the key to me, and then you could get the sign and everything else? Awesome. Perfect. Oh, good. All right, Dad, thank you so much. I'm back at the office and gonna try and get some work done before our 2 o'clock showing and our 3 o'clock closing.